your comments on your personal experience, because I don't think people really share their personal narratives enough. Because people look at us, they see us in our suits and our ties, all well dressed. They think that, oh, you know what, you have no problems, everything is beautiful, you know, and they don't know some of the problems. But so talk about, you know, after giving birth to your baby, and then your breastfeeding experience.
Right. It was really the most beautiful experience. It was something I wanted to do, but it didn't the beauty didn't come instantly. As soon as I started breastfeeding, maybe a week or two into it, it started to become really painful in terms of how my son had latched on. So some women have a lot of difficulty latching on. I didn't so much have that issue, but he fed, I don't know, maybe every hour on the hour. He wanted to eat. And it became so painful. You have to use ice cubes to cool them down. You had to use all these different gels. You had to go through this experience that was just so painful that when I saw the women in the books breastfeeding and I saw the magazines about breastfeeding today, I was like, what's going wrong? Because this pain is so painful that I would joke, this should be some form of torture somewhere that somebody utilizes. But women that I knew would say, push through. I know it hurts now. I'm just talking real. I know your nipples are cracked. I know they hurt, but keep pushing through. And I would say after like the first month and a half, it started to become comfortable. It started to become normal. And it started to get on this process where I could do it anywhere, everywhere. It was no problem. But that first initial stage was really difficult.
Right, so it's about sharing those personal experiences. Because when you look at some of the brochures that even I'm looking at here.
Right. Yeah, this woman right here. I was mad at her. I know her, right? I'm like, this looks like the most peaceful, happy, beautiful, serene experience ever. Where I'm looking at my son like, please don't eat again. Mommy just needs to like rest. Go in the ice bucket, like just chill out. But this woman, because she's like the prototype, beautiful. I wanted to have this beautiful, serene experience. I got there, but it wasn't there initially.
And you also pointed out something important, because sometimes men don't feel that they have the role. And you were saying that there are things you can do as you're going through this moment of discomfort. There are things that the mate can do to sort of help out that moment of discomfort.
I would say there are things that the mate can do to help through that period. But here's the real thing about it too. It's how can your mate still make you feel beautiful during this process? Your belly has not come down. There's a lot of flab going on there. There's a lot of wrinkles. There's stretch marks. Your breasts do not look the same during the whole process. You're tired, you're exhausted. It's all these different things. How do you still feel beautiful? How do you still feel that you're amazing and that you're incredible and that you've just done this extraordinary, amazing, miraculous thing, that I'm more focused on the power of you and the magic of you versus your sagging breasts and your roly-poly belly that, I think they call it a fupa, that has developed because you've had a baby. So I think it's really important to just be that partner that recognizes we together have just gone through this beautiful process together. And we've had a baby. But it's also, you have to eat well while you're breastfeeding. That means you've got to eat 3 or 4 really good, healthy meals. And you and I have talked about that because the Borough President got at me during a breakfast where I got my bacon and my eggs and my this and my hash browns, my this, and we're on the panel and Borough President on the microphone is like, what are you eating? And I really wanted to be on some mind your business, okay? I got an election to win, I'm breastfeeding, I just had a baby, you chill out. But as uncomfortable as he made me and as he shouted me out, and anytime people shout you out, you're always like, But now I'm getting on this healthy eating kick and trying to be more healthy for myself and for my child, of course, because I'm an older mom. So I want to be there for all the graduations and the proms and the weddings and all that sort of stuff. And I want to be a hip hop happening mom.
And people look at you, and I think that's why it was so important. I want us to take a moment to talk about it with you, because you don't wear your distress.
I got Maybelline.
When you come out, you always, you put together and letting sisters know that, hey, I got my moments too.
Oh yeah, not my moments. I got my life. It's real. Because the truth of the matter is, when we're talking about communities of color and we're talking about breastfeeding, 7 out of 10 black children are born to single moms.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay? So we're talking about the partnership of this, but then the reality of this is we have to recognize that during those first formative years, we have to really come together to encircle a mom during those very critical years where the baby needs nutrition, needs love, needs support, needs a foundation of a strong family structure.
Right.
So, we talk a lot about single parenthood, and you can do it, you can do anything, you're a woman, you're black, you're powerful, you're this, you're that, you got black girl magic, you got all this, but what you're saying is so true. You need that partnership, and you need that support, and we can't just, so many people have been single parents and did it and it was fine, to think that that's the road we should continue on. Right,
and we don't connect the dots. We don't connect the dots that, mom raised all 6 of us, so anyone can do it. But
God
in reality,
bless those gladiator women.
But in reality, mom also suffered from high blood pressure.
Right.
She suffered from diabetes. She suffered from hypertension.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, mom did it.
Right. Right.
What was the price of doing it?
That's right.
And something else, because you said a lot when you were speaking. It doesn't only have to be the physical dad. There are surrogate dads out there.
That's right.
If my sister has a child, there's no reason I can't. If she's a single mom, if she's not with her dad, there's no reason I can't play the role
That's right.
of being there to say, listen, I'm gonna help you over this journey. So
That's
there's
right.
a lot of surrogate dads out there.
True.
And we need to fill our role as being surrogate dads.
That's right.
We know, Noah didn't predict the flood. He built an ark.
That's right.
So we can't just run around talking about single family household. The question we need to start asking, brothers, well, what are you doing?
Right,
there's a single family household in your building.
Right.
What are you doing? Are you taking that young man to the game?
Right.
Are you helping tutor him?
Right.
Are you being a male figure? See, too many people are on the sidelines and complaining about the conditions instead of getting in the condition. Last time, I'm gonna let you go, but last time you said something else that I thought was very important. How your body takes shape, and it's about conversation. It's about sitting down with your mate and communicating and say, listen, we're getting ready to go over this journey. We're getting ready to have this baby. Here's what is happening. Some sisters suffer from postpartum after.
Totally.
My body's going to change. I'm gonna need time to do some things.
Right.
If we don't communicate and just fall into it,
right.
we're going to be thinking our own thing. And
Right.
I just thought it was so important how you raised that, so.
That was a conversation that I heard in terms of, because when you're having a child and you're speaking to your friends that have had children, that haven't had children, and some would say, I don't want to mess up my body by breastfeeding, because the thought is after breastfeeding, your breasts are not going to look the same. And I'm not here to tell you something different. They're not going to look the same. They're not going to stand up the way they used to stand up. They're not going to perk the way they used to perk. There's going to be a difference. And what I have said to that is 2 things, and jokingly, but it's also serious. They got push-up bras now. They got bras that'll make your breasts look 10 times bigger than they ever did. They got halter tops. They got push-ups. They got stickers. They got everything now, right? So that's one aspect of it. But 2, exercise and eating right does readjust them back to some semblance of normalcy. But more importantly than that, we as mothers cannot put the vanity of our bodies. We as mothers and fathers cannot put the vanity of our bodies over the health and well-being of our children in the long term.
Well said.
So it's something that we have to understand, that this is a decision that we're making as a family, and you would hope that whoever you have decided to have a child with, that it wasn't all about the perkiness of your breasts and the tightness of your belly. You would hope that that's not what this relationship is based on. And if it was, then something else is going to happen that's going to put all of that out of whack anyway.
Right.
So it's really important that we prioritize the health of our children long term, set them on the right path, and understand that our bodies are vessels to give life to, and it can't get caught up in the perfect size waist and the perfect size breast and all of those different things, because those things come and go regardless.
So true, so true. Great opportunity talking
you.
with just a sister that I appreciated in government. You know, always kept it real. You know, you know, majority leader Laurie Cumbo.
Thank you.